You got me. I've been watching Game of Thrones. I've been watching House of the Dragon, and season 2 has been really good so far. We're 3 episodes deep, and shit is hitting the fan at the moment. If you've ever watched Game of Thrones before, you know there's a lot of inner family conflict, and it's super entertaining to watch. But the writers have made a mistake, and it's not the first time Game of Thrones have made this mistake before. And it's writing a character that is too fucking good. Writing a character that is too flawed and too interesting and too deep for audiences to be able to separate the actor from the character. So by now, I'm sure you know that I'm about to be talking about the Ser Criston Cole drama from episode 2 and what's been going on with Fabien Frankel, who is the actor that portrays Ser Criston Cole in the show House of the Dragon. Now, this drama is about a week old, so it's pretty much dead in the ditch for any online commentator to talk about, but I thought it'd be pretty fun and interesting to delve into, and I had a few things that I wanted to bring up that I thought were good life lessons for anyone to learn that is still struggling with being a half-decent human being on the internet. And that is also a spoiler warning for House of the Dragon Season 2, specifically Episode 2. That is what we're going to be delving into. And first, before we talk about this drama, we got to take a look at the crime scene and do a little bit of detective work to see what has caused such a firestorm online and for people to be so mad about. Ser Criston Cole is the Lord Commander of the King's Guard, and it's pretty much his job to make sure everyone in the royal family in House of the Dragon is safe and well protected. That includes the Queen, that includes the King, that includes the King's heirs as well. But something happened in episode 2 that got a lot of fans really upset with Ser Criston Cole, the character. So while the King's heir was fast asleep in his bed, he had a bounty put out on him, and by the end of the episode, he gets his head decapitated while he's asleep. The King's heir, the prince, soon to be king one day, was murdered in cold blood. And what was Ser Criston Cole doing while this was happening? Clapping some cheeks. He was banging the Queen while this was all going down. And that's what got fans so mad. So a normal person would watch this season and see that happen and be like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? The Lord Commander of the King's Guard is banging the Queen while not doing his duty to protect the royal family, which is a hilarious circumstance to be in and to view from an outside perspective. I found it really funny. It's a really interesting dynamic to see play out, and we are getting to see it play out as well. But a lot of fans took it way too seriously. In fact, not only did they not like that happen in the show so much, they've actually taken to Fabien Frankel's Instagram to vent their hatred for his character's actions in the show towards him, which is insane. So these are some of the comments that have been left on Fabien Frankel's Instagram. Top comment here: where were you when the heir to the throne was murdered? I hate you. How did you go from being the most liked character and became the worst character in GOT history? Man, I hope someone jumps this guy. I hate you, Criston. So those last two comments in particular are fucked. The one where someone is literally inciting violence and asking people to jump the actor here is insane. And then the last one where it's like, I hate you, Criston. I don't know whose Instagram this person thinks they're commenting on, but you're not talking to Criston Cole. This is an actor playing a character. Like, what the fuck? And just by the way, these comments are from the same people that would have a problem with customer service workers that have issues when the customer service workers uphold the terms of service of a business. And when you're angry at someone that is upholding the terms of service of a business, you're not talking to the business. You're talking to the unfortunate soul that has to deal with your ass being upset at someone that is literally just a messenger. This actor is going through the same shit. He is not the character that he's playing. He is upholding what is written for him by George R.R. Martin and the showrunners in this show, and is the unfortunate messenger of what this character does in the show, and is getting the backlash for it. It's an insane thing to do to these people, customer service workers and actors alike. And it's just a crazy world that we live in, that it is okay to do this stuff, or just people do it and have no kind of sense of wrongdoing or any kind of remorse. Also, newsflash, this is not the first time an actor has played a bad person in a TV show or a film. Edward Norton literally played a neo-Nazi in American History X, and he got a Best Acting in a Leading Role nomination for it by the Academy. Cillian Murphy, he played Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer literally called himself the destroyer of worlds. This person created an atomic bomb for the first time, and Cillian Murphy won Best Acting in a Leading Role for it from the Academy. And you know what we gave Taika Waititi, who literally wrote, directed, and acted himself in the movie Jojo Rabbit as Hitler, the actual epitome of evil? He got a Best Adapted Screenplay winner from the Academy for his work in that movie. So I just don't understand how actors can play real life bad people like neo-Nazis or J. Robert Oppenheimer or Hitler himself, and we don't get mad over that. But as soon as someone plays a fictional character where all they do is fuck on the job, and we send hate comments to that actor's Instagram page, is insane to me. Now, I'm not saying that we should send hate comments to anyone that plays bad people in media, TV shows, or movies. I think if you give a great performance, even as a villain, you should definitely be praised for it. And the fact that this actor is getting hate for what his character does in the TV show, and the fact that it's not even that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal, really, to be fair. It's not compared to what, happens with Hitler or neo-Nazis in real life and in these movies. And he gets hate comments for it. It's just an insane situation. George R.R. Martin and the showrunners for House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones as well write flawed characters so well, in fact, that people not only hate the character, they hate the actor playing them as well. That's got to be some of the craziest talent I've ever seen in my life. I also mentioned before, this is not the first time a situation like this has happened in Game of Thrones history. This has also happened with the actor that played Joffrey, who got an incredible amount of hate for portraying his role in those seasons of Game of Thrones. And this also happened with the actress that played Cersei Lannister, who got a lot of hatred for the portrayal, or for her character's actions in the show rather than her portrayal. Her portrayal was great, but for some reasons, the actions of her character in the show just garner so much hate for her as a person. Just an insane situation to have. So it's pretty clear to me now that if you're an actor that gets a casting call for a role in Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon or anything Game of Thrones adjacent, you might want to reconsider your options here, because clearly, if you're going to play a bad character in those shows, you might get some hate from it and you might not be ready for it. Just saying.